if you don't sign up.
Hello, Talkback.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Penny from Hillsville calling from Quincy.
Calling
Whoa.
from Quincy, huh?
Making the big rounds today.
Yep, out and about. I haven't had a chance to hear all the show, but I didn't know if Ted Jansen gave an update on the recall.
No, we have not heard from Ted.
him. No.
Well, Adam Stockford did not challenge the recall. He had until Thursday at 5 o'clock, I believe, and he didn't challenge it, so onward we go as far as organizing and getting out and collecting signatures.
Okay.
So that's the update on that. And,
Okay.
and I know
And you can still use volunteers, I'm sure, to help collect those signatures.
absolutely. And they can just reach out to me on Facebook, P.F. Swan, or Penny Swan Political Activist,
Okay.
All right.
Facebook. The other thing I wanted to call in about, I know you guys reported it, was our ousted township clerk from Adams Township, Stephanie Scott, and her lawyer, Stephanie Lambright, were indicted. Stephanie Scott has 5 felony charges and 1 misdemeanor over all the shenanigans they pulled on the election. And I will say, it's all right to question, but these people on the extreme right put themselves up as the experts, but they break laws by trying to prove their stance. So don't do that. I mean, it's just, they're do as I say and not as I do people. So,
And yet she's running for county clerk.
yes. When we all saw that, I literally busted out laughing. It's like, seriously? You were recalled, and it was a landslide vote, and I knew her lawyer had been arrested in D.C. because she didn't turn herself in, and now we have her arrest, which I think is pertinent and needed to be done because one of the things she did was release to people, I think, a thumb drive that had everybody's personal information, their address, their phone number, all the voters in Adams Township. That's wrong. Don't do that stuff. You have an obligation to protect people's private information. Is she now? I mean, I don't know if all that stuff says who these people voted for and what. So that's just wrong. We all expect people to protect our personal and private information. Just like at the hospital. Hospitals have a HIPAA law that I'm in the health field and I can't talk about other people's medical situations. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, if you as the person who has something you want to talk about personally about your health, that's your business.
But you can't talk about other people's.
Exactly. I've had people, ask me things, and it's like, no, I don't know anything. So she had a legal obligation to protect everybody's info, and she thinks she knows the law, and she doesn't, clearly, unless she's knowingly breaking it. It's like, you think you know what you're talking about, but you really don't.
So do your homework first, right? I mean,
right. Abe Dane is running against her. Abe has my support and endorsement because initially I questioned the results of the election. But after talking to Abe and doing my own due diligence, it's like it is what it is. I mean, if there's shenanigans in other cities, I don't know. But I've talked to Abe. I've talked to Marnie Cass. I've gotten the explanations. All people's got to do is ask the experts that do it all the time.
Well, and the same in Lenawee County. The clerks here certainly have all the integrity you could ever ask for, and they'll answer your questions. Hillsdale and Lenawee, they both will, yes.
So it's all just, extreme right spin because they didn't get what they want, how they wanted it, and they're going to keep pursuing it till the very end. I mean, John Rattan, who's running for sheriff, just put out a new hit piece on the Hodgshires, and it's all full of lies, projections, wrong interpretations, whatever. I mean, he is on the same wavelength as Stephanie Scott. They've actually put out stuff in the past how they support her. It's just these extreme right, crazy Republicans. And as everybody knows, I'm a Republican, but I'm not the crazy psycho QAnon Republicans. I'm a true conservative, want to follow the laws, want to follow court orders. That's, the other thing, that extreme faction has court sanctions against them for multiple thousands of dollars. But no, they're not going to acknowledge it or pay it. They're going to say, no, they shouldn't have sued us. Well, they shouldn't have broken the law by holding a convention and not letting delegates in via gunpoint. So it's just, this could be a book. I've actually had a Reuters reporter suggest I write a book. If I were better, I would write a book because it literally could be a book.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it could. And that's just locally. Imagine nationwide where all of this stuff has gone on.
Oh, I can't even imagine. I wonder what it would be like sitting in D.C. at some of the places where the politicians hang out and listening to some of the conversations. Because I'm in on it deeply here in Hillsdale, and I just can't even imagine what it's like at the state level and then at the federal level, because Hillsdale has gone off the crazy rails.
Well, we could tell you stories about things.
Just things that we know, and that's a fraction of it.
Yeah, the things that most people would never have a chance to hear, and would probably give eye teeth to be a fly on the wall or a mouse in the corner.
Yeah, that would be fun to listen to some of your stories. So maybe one day we can break bread and you can tell me some of your stories.
There you go.
So, well, I just wanted to stop. I had to pull over at an antique mall, so I'm not driving and talking. So,
well, you've got great antique malls over in that part of the state.
Oh, gosh, I guess.
Yeah,
it's so hard to not pull in at each one.
I don't go in and look at all this stuff like you guys do. I got enough stuff at home. I don't need more stuff.
That's the problem. You're right. You're right.
George Carlin needed a place for his stuff.
Yeah. But I just wanted to call in and get that across, and I enjoy your show as always. You guys have I think, probably a unique thing nowhere else in the world, probably, because you have such a nice open forum and everybody gets to say their piece. So I greatly appreciate you guys and your show.
Well, thank you. And we appreciate all of our listeners and callers.
Including you.
You bet.
Yes. Have a great weekend.
You guys too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
And we're